What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Multiverse Monologues, the podcast show where we like to travel across the multiverses and fandoms that we love to talk about the movies and television shows that accompany those universes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Star Wars movie marathon, and specifically the special sect of this Star Wars movie marathon where we cover the two in-between films that came out between the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, the Ewok films. Last week, we had the esteemed privilege of talking about Caravan of Courage, and this week, we are back with Ewoks, the Battle for Endor, a very peak follow-up, a year after the Caravan of Courage, detailing it's a pretty much direct sequel, and I gotta say, as far as sequels go, this is probably better than The Empire Strikes Back.
Ooh,
it's a good one.
Keep listening.
Not
listening.
even a hot take.
Well, well, we're gonna definitely have some hot takes in this, and one guy that always has a hot take on this podcast is Mr. Ethan Wensloff. Ethan, how are you?
I don't know if that intro quite fits me, Ben. I don't tend to have too many hot takes, but maybe I'll come out of this one with a hot take. I'll try. But I want to apologize to Samuel L. Jackson. I started off last week's podcast kind of bashing you, but it turns out you are the coolest Mace in the galaxy because my man Mace Tawani gets brutally murdered to open up this film.
Spoilers,
right? Guys. If you have not seen this feature film from 1985, then I'm sorry, I just spoiled it for you. But maybe I saved you an hour and a half. Ooh,
we'll get into it. Also introducing Mr. Micah Hat. Micah, how are you?
I am doing very well. I've been practicing my Ewokese.
Oh, good.
And apparently, in this movie, it's just how I've always been talking. So, I mastered it. This is Ewokese right here.
Full English.
Full English.
You don't really need it.
The Ewokese that Wicket speaks, because the other Wookiees. Or the other Ewoks still haven't picked up fully on English.
Yeah, I gotta say, especially because this movie is set in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, that it even makes less sense now. Even in the first one, as he was learning English. Now he's like fluent. But it's not canon anymore anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Well, you're gonna have to try and make sense of a lot of things, and this panel is going to attempt to do that. But first, we got to do one very nice thing. It's hit the hyperdrive and head over to the Star Wars galaxy.
I wish we had furry creatures like you where I came from.
Furries?
Furry. Furry. Yeah, furry.
Marauders raid the Ewok village and steal a power supply they believe to be magical. Wicket helps Cindel escape the evil witch Charal. Charal? Is that
Charal.
Is that correct?
Cheryl.
Did they say her name in the movie? I don't know.
I don't care.
Wicket helps Cindel escape the evil witch Charal, and they befriend a hermit
That would be funny.
who may help them save the village.
And by the way, her parents died too. Cindel's the whole family.
So, it says Marauders. We should change that to Murderers.
Seriously,
because
man.
they kill the entire family. Man, that
kind of like
that's a pretty
out of the blue
bleak
too.
start to this movie.
They can't kill them on screen because it's a TV movie. So I just thought that she didn't understand what happened and that they would show up towards the end. But no,
dude,
this was a permanent death, and I got to give it to this movie. They don't let this go. Like I feel like sometimes kids' movies, when a parent dies or something, they just kind of move on. All right, this is just to get them away from home. This was their awakening or whatever. But now this is they bring it up. Like, she's sad throughout this movie about her parents dying, and it was kind of cool seeing Noah for the one or two scenes that they bring it up. I just got to give it props to where they bring it up.
This is my thing. She's kind of she acknowledges it a little. And then when she has to leave the planet with that random guy, Noah,
then she's fine.
Then she's bawling her eyes out by leaving these horrible Ewoks.
Yeah, she's fine about her parents, but
her parents die.
Recover the bodies, who cares? These Ewoks, they're still alive. This is real.
Guys, I gotta say that really, really upset me seeing Mace Tawani go down.
Really?
I was thinking, all right, I have to endure another Ewok film, but at least I get to do it with my buddy Mace Tawani.
What about this guy? The dad
he is murked.
The dad is on the poster,
too.
lead guy, and he just dies. And he has this kind of dramatic send off where he's like, "Go, Cindel, just don't look back," and then she walks like 4 steps and turns around,
Like exceptionally long turnaround. What's happening?
and then
Yeah.
she leaves.
So
Although look at that, man.
I go
Wow.
into this,
We're watching the trailer here. It's playing on the IMDb page, and
and if you couldn't tell from last week,
now it's another ad.
listen, I mean, it was I would say a miserable time for all of us watching the first one. So I was not hyped to watch this. I turned it on, and immediately there's a battle, and the whole family's killed. And I'm not gonna lie, for 2 seconds,
You're
I was
ready.
like,
You're-
okay, wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is not as bad.
I
You know,
know.
for a movie that says the battle for Endor, there was a lot of battles.
Yes,
There
there,
were-
was.
And
A
it
couple.
was like Two Towers level battles. So long, man. These,
oh, okay, all right. As far
It
as
was like-
lengthwise go,
Yeah, a
yes.
good chunk
about
size,
where it
especially
stops.
for a TV show movie.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Like I have to say this.
Was it good? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think this is very good.
No.
But I think it is significantly better than last week's TV
I would say
movie
so, too.
that we saw.
I don't know about significantly, guys.
I would use the word significantly.
Marginally
come on.
better.
So
All right,
marginally
if you
better.
go my 2, what is significantly better? Double that? That's still not even a 4. So I think
That's
it's
true.
arguable to say that this is
Well,
significantly
even
better.
the internet agrees it's kind of close. We'll get into that towards the end, but
I don't know, man.
Let's do it now. Wrap up the show.
Listen-
What are we, 5 minutes into this?
all right,
listen.
same bat time.
After you get done with the battle, it's a slog, man. Until they storm the castle.
I don't know.
guess.
It's pretty fast paced with our guy Teak in there running around. We got a.
That's true.
Is this an Ewok? Is Teak an Ewok or is he a
Don't
squirrel?
know.
I'll look it up. How do you
I
spell
gotta
that?
be honest.
Teak?
T-E-E-K.
Oh, there he is, Teak.
There you go.
I don't like
Teak,
it at all.
From Star Wars.
Yeah, let's see what creature he is.
He
Dude,
is a
look at that
teak.
face.
He is a teak species.
Teak from the Teak
From the-
species.
they didn't even care. There is a whole write up for this on the Wikipedia.
Look at that
Wow.
thing. Guys, if you're listening, go look up Teak. He's quite the...
You nasty little bug lover.
Actually, I mistakenly threw Teak in the thumbnail for the first Ewok.
oh
movie,
no!
so-
Look at that.
An
You see-
epic bullshit.
We're on the
Teak using
Wikipedia, and they've
his
got this
speed.
this blurry picture.
They
of him
couldn't even
running.
get a picture of me so fast.
So if you're listening and you don't know who this is basically a white version of an Ewok, and also they mix that with the Flash's speed. I'm not kidding you. This guy, he's a speedster. He speeds around in each scene he's in. He super speeds himself, and
He
I
could
don't
also
really
play the
know
flute.
that he can play the flute as well, but I don't really know that he does very much besides that.
he brings our characters into
No
the
way.
fold.
He's in Star Tours.
Really,
What? I think I vaguely remember that.
this guy is weird, man.
That's kind of cool.
Cool
This
that-
guy and his Wilford Brimley's Noah.
Oh, the OG Star Tours. So they reinvented it later, but I guess in the OG Star Tours, it was there. Wow. Teak is peak.
When was this?
87 started in Disneyland. I don't know when
Really?
the sequel came out.
This came out? Or
2011
the ride?
was when they revitalized it.
Oh. So he lived for a while on the Star Wars tours.
Yeah.
Good for him. What
Hey,
a guy.
That's great.
I did not like this guy. I'm not gonna lie.
The character
Ben-
design is really, really horrendous.
Do you have any
It
history
is.
with this movie, Ben?
Nope, I do not.
None at all?
Except for the witch that is in this film.
Oh,
I remember reading a bunch of books about how Wicket was scared of Leia because previously he encountered this female witch.
so this is
who looks
expanding the lore.
kind of like Princess Leia. And in this, there is a witch character who I guess is also Dathomir. What?
She's in Dune 84 as Reverend Mother. No
Oh my
way.
gosh.
Guys, I'm really glad Dune is out this week. we put out the Dune Steelbook
That's
just
for a
because
different reason, but hey,
we're watching Dune soon.
Right.
And I put out the wrong Dune.
wow. We can go get it. Here. Listen, as for Teak, he is trash.
He is peak.
What do you guys think about Noah?
I like him. I think he's endearing. He's a cool guy who just a little hermit in the woods, and he does his thing, and he's like, "Oh, you kids, you stop being stupid, and then you better find a place to live." And then he's so sweet. He gets like these beds together for him, and then he plays it off with Teak. "Oh, I got these 2 beds for you because I didn't know if you were this big or this big, so I got a suspiciously Wicket-sized and Cindel-sized beds." I thought it was cute for a kid's show, for a kid's movie.
I was trying to watch this from a childhood perspective, and
It was very much
a lot of it
targeted towards
worked
kids.
really well. I think there was some kind of fun or goofy antic-filled scene or an action scene every once in a while. It was much better paced, I thought, than the first one, where first one felt super duper long.
Yeah.
This one only felt super long. So
Yeah, the first one felt like a compilation of TV episodes, so the first half is completely different from the second half. But this one felt like, all right, yeah, you've got acts. This is a structure. This is like, all right, we have different things going on. We don't really return to things. And it would keep a kid more entertained than the first one, where it's like, all right, now we're going to walk around places that are clearly not Endor and find this cave of a beast or whatever. This had a clear plot. Like, all right, we have
Micah,
to get
Micah.
this power source,
yeah, there you go.
right, and charge the ship. Like,
There you go.
I don't know.
What do they call it? I wrote it down. Power thing. Is that what they call it? They call it a power thing? Am I wrong?
They just call it the special power or whatever. This guy, Tarek, the leader of the Marauders, whose mask is just so awesome, by the way.
I would love to own one of those.
He wants to get this ultimate power in the universe, which I guess we know it as
It's a Death Star.
a ship's like power source, I guess.
Ticket battery? Or a ticket ship battery?
It's very confusing. It just is.
So these Marauders, Ben, are they found anywhere else in Star Wars lore?
Not that I know of. But
I could look it up.
and I don't even know the name of the species either. I got to be honest with you. And I don't know if you're going to find it just by Marauder either. Oh, no. Hang on. They remind me of the Weekway pirates from Clone Wars, kind of. But other than that, I don't, yeah.
So Ben, you're saying as resident lore master on the panel,
Wow,
you
don't
know
even
nothing.
know.
You know nothing. You can't help us.
Nope.
All right, next
Can't
week.
help you out on
Next
this
week, me
one.
and Michael will be reviewing the Phantom Menace without Ben.
Unfortunately,
serves
Ben
no
has not made the
purpose.
cut.
The lore master does not know the lore.
Yeah, I can't find
You
it.
can't even find it, dude.
It's hard to find him on the.
They don't even
Wikipedia.
give him a species name, though. I tried looking it up. There's nothing there.
The Battle for Endor, Battle of Endor.
This is
Oh,
called
boy.
Battle for Endor, right?
Just like the first one, there is a very confusing level of.
Just
All
look
right,
up Ewoks. It's Ewoks Battle.
Ewoks, the Battle for
Nope,
Endor.
There you
you just
go. You
had it.
found it. Okay.
All right, and now we're gonna scroll down to we have our characters.
I'm sure this is very fun
Right.
for someone
Oh,
to
yeah.
listen to right now.
We're We're just trying to find some semblance of thought or anything that was put into this
We're
besides
just so
blurs?
the
kids. I will say this. Go ahead, Ethan. I
the
don't wanna cut you
energy
off.
that it was watching this movie we're trying to convey into our episode this week. So if you're thinking long, meandering, gets nowhere, that's the podcast, guys. That's what we're doing this week.
She's a Night Sister.
Yes, the witch is a night sister.
Oh, like
One of the first.
the first canon Night Sister.
Well, not canon
And-
anymore.
Oh yeah.
But
Canon in my mind.
Oh, here we go. Here we
watched
go.
it.
Sanyasin Marauders.
Oh,
Sanyasan.
Sanyasan. Sure.
look at them. Wow. We found them, guys.
Leaders Tarek. Okay.
They crash in
Affiliation.
Endor, 100 BBY.
Brilliant.
So they've lived there for a long time.
Well,
Interesting.
they got a castle. They got a whole thing going
That's
on.
true.
That's all they have on it.
They Braveheart the thing. I did not know about the Sanyasan. That's something new I learned. That is probably the best part of watching this, not going to lie. And the blurgs. Seeing the blurgs
The
were epic
blurgs in live
because
action were
that,
very cool.
that is the first ever blurg, and they are very prominent.
Remind me what the blurgs are.
They're in Ryloth, and there are those in this. They're those big stop motion creatures.
Oh,
that
cool.
Are it
And
looks really bad in this.
We see a dragon, right? What is
You
that?
also see a
what is that dragon thing we meet? Wicket goes 1v1 with a dragon in a cave. He
Yes.
quickly crafts together a
he throws together lightning quick,
a skin glider.
which we saw in the first one.
Yeah, we did see in the first one. So we know that they're they're educated on building those. But he like Lego builds it together. That's a little Lego level sneaking into this. He throws together super quick. Then there's an epic flight scene, you know?
Yes,
Yeah, and he
there
has
is.
like these rocks that he drops
chases
on
a
him, and
dragon.
Dude, how he assembled that thing, I have no idea, but it was truly impressive.
with his own wicked hands.
Yeah,
Wicked remains impressive.
he does. I got to tell you, Wicket was never a problem in these movies. He is honestly one of the best parts
Ooh.
of not only this movie.
I'm really glad that I'll say it. I'm actually kind of glad that they went with full English for Wicket, because I don't know if we can plot wise handle another 50% of the main characters just interpreting the other one,
Yes.
because it just wouldn't have worked out. We would have had another movie where half the runtime is just, oh, you mean that you want us to go do this? Ja, ja, ja. Okay, buddy.
As great as the snowman is from Rudolph, we don't need him narrating every scene, and it does add. This is definitely just all around a step up from the first one. There's no question about it. I don't like the narrating in the background. It's so slow, and I'm not saying this one is.
peak.
No, I am
Battle
not
of
saying that.
Greatness.
This is getting a low score from me, but it is better.
They're learning.
first one.
But my thing was, so I think George Lucas had less involvement in this one than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this one's better, which is really weird in that department. But just watching this, it just frustrated me so much, because this is Star Wars. By all means, they have the whole Star Wars world to pull from, and these are the same Ewoks who, we see, I guess, later in the timeline, but we've seen them interact with our mainline heroes. They've interacted with the mainline world of Star Wars, and I don't know what you're doing. I don't think in and of themselves the Ewoks are a fine concept, but you're doing nothing with them.
But it really feels like George Lucas was like, okay, I see and hear all of the hate that everyone gave me for making the Ewoks a thing. Well, guess what? I'm going to raise you. Here's 2 Ewok movies and a TV show. I freaking love the Ewoks. Guess what?
Heard it here first. Ben loves the Ewoks.
Yep, I'm gonna clip that and post that everywhere.
Cut that out right there. But it's like, even children, I don't know anyone who has fond memories of this. Like even my father-in-law, I asked him, and he's like, yeah, they were pretty bad.
My brother remembers us watching it.
I thought he
asked him
said
this
they were
weekend.
good. You said
Yeah.
last week they were good.
Back then,
Yeah.
when he sat down and watched them as like a 6-year-old.
I love the castle and how that's a part of this, and the little Ewok antics they get up to. Like, there's a bit where Wicket climbs onto Noah's shoulders and they pull a Muppet. It's just Wicket with a
like-
big old hoodie on, like a big cloak. They
Yeah.
walk through the castle. These Marauders are idiots.
Oh, I've got a favorite scene while I'm still remembering it. So they
you
go
want to
up.
save it for favorite scene?
I'm fine. I'll just bring it up again.
What?
So there's the moat around the castle, right?
Yep.
And they go up and Wicket's about to just walk right in, and then Noah's like, wait, watch. There's things in there. And then Wicket takes his like stick thing and then puts the stick in the water, and then it gets all eaten up, and he's like, huh? I thought it was an acid moat. All right. So then they go and they like,
Same
all right,
here, yeah.
Wicket, we're gonna swing you across, and you're gonna get up there, and he just completely just smashes into the moat, and just big old splash. I thought Wicket was gonna die right there, because I thought he was just gonna start burning alive in this acid.
So what is in the water?
I think like
bugs?
piranhas or something.
Piranhas. That was my take.
Piranhas.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was just so funny to me. Like, how could they how could they set this up as like all right, if you go in this water, you die. And then the next scene, Wicket just splashes in. Hilarious. It was so funny. And then I love how later the Marauders or whatever, they're on that rope. And then the rope gets cut. Then
From
they all
one side.
fall. Yep, they all fall.
They pull
like,
a Home Alone.
They pull a Temple of Doom.
You.
And they're all up against the wall of the castle. And then you don't even see them fall, right? But the head guy, Tarak, he goes over and just cuts the rope and you hear him.
That was pretty good. I liked that a lot.
Environmental storytelling, guys.
I also like the scene where
this movie has its bits. And
Like-
the first one had no bits.
Wicket is trying to rescue Cindel out of the cage. Cindel. And he goes over. There's these two Marauders playing poker or Go Fish or something.
Sabak.
Sabak is that the game?
Ooh.
That's the game.
And Wicket hatches the greatest plan ever. Or no, is it Teak who does this? It might be Teak who pulls.
Speedster?
It might be the Speedster.
Flash?
Oh yeah, Teak.
Quicksilver?
Peak pulls a Teak.
Hey, easy mistake.
Teak.
Freudian slip.
Teak pulls us off where he goes over to these guys. He doesn't even use his super speeding ability. That's how good he is. But these two Marauders are playing a game, and he decides, I got a genius way to get these guys to kill each other. He shoves a card up another guy's shirt. You know,
The sleeve.
the typical cheating during a game move.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it falls out. The two guys whip out their guns and shoot each other. There's no debate on who shot first in that scene. They both did because they're both dead. There's no Han Solo neck trickery going on. They're dead. And that was great. Teak is
The
Teak.
chicanery in this movie. Pretty good.
And I really like. Well, I really will say the witch is more of an. It's just a more interesting thing in there. Like, it doesn't feel more Star Wars, but I like that there's something else to grab onto, because in the first one it was just big monster.
Hey, we had that whole thing with that magic Ewok giving out the relics.
True.
Come on, there's some magic in there.
As a villain, from a villain perspective, though, you know, it's like these could have easily just been Marauders, and it was just, oh, okay, bunch of smaller monsters.
Yeah, she's a very interesting villain. I like,
But there's
not like not like Thanos level, but I liked how
just under Thanos.
She's hilarious.
she's basically Heath Ledger Joker at this
Pretty
point.
much.
But
just
I,
under that,
I
yeah.
love how in the final scene with her, so she's locked in this prison for not being able to unlock the power of the magic energy or whatever, the magic thing. And who is it? Is it Wicket who goes up to her and is about to unlock it?
Pretty sure,
Because
yeah.
Wicket's got the key. He's unlocking all the other Ewoks. And then she's like, oh, you should unlock mine because I'm also trapped in here. And then who Cindel comes up to him and he's like, no, she's mean, and throws the keys
Just
into a grate,
chucks it.
damning her forever.
It's
in
very
prison.
reminiscent of.
She's not making it out.
If you've seen the first season of The Walking Dead, there's a bit where
Yes.
Merle, not Meryl, Merle is handcuffed to a roof, and T-Dog goes to unlock him, and he drops the key down a drain. Reminded me of that scene.
So basically, Walking Dead would not be as good as it was if not for Battle of Endor.
Now that I know
okay.
now that I know that it is a reference to the battle for Endor,
Frank Darabont, I see where you're going.
all the
bro.
points to you.
Oh man, I laughed out loud actually when that happened because the shot, it was just timed so perfectly. She's like, no, she's evil. Knocks it out of the hand, falls on the floor immediately into the drain. Like, hilarious. Loved it. And then she's just like, dude, she's dead. That is it. Like, she's gone.
could
They're
break
gonna
out of
leave.
it.
They're gonna
You
leave her to
can, though.
die. She doesn't have her magic ring. She can't.
Right. She can't
At that
become
point,
a bird.
the Night Sisters in this lore is just magic rings.
Let's talk about the magic ring though, because I believe that's how they kill the head Marauder. Is it not?
Yeah.
They get him to hold the magic ring, and it does some Power Stone level of disintegration.
Oh yeah,
Like the
right.
end of
they turn into
Frozen.
stone or
Shreds
something
him.
like that.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Frozen. Frozen was inspired by this movie.
Wow,
It was
dude,
the power of
this
sisterly
inspired
love.
A lot of greats, man.
Yeah. We wouldn't have gotten Rogue One without this. Those battles for a planet, man,
The Blurgs, man.
the blurgs.
Appear-
I
many more
do have a
times.
note. I said these movies, specifically talking about the 2 Ewok films, do an excellent job at making you lose interest in them very quickly. So props to these movies because that's a feat. For as quickly as I lose interest in them.
I
Well,
don't know. I feel like I was pretty well entertained. I feel that this had a lot more substance than the first one. Good substance? I don't know. But like
Just things.
it had
Yeah.
a story.
right, there's more.
Yeah, it had a
Yes.
story. It wasn't. I liked how it didn't wait till the 45-minute mark to tackle the title of the movie. So, Battle of Endor. We start off with it. We end with it. It's great. Caravan of Courage. It took 45 minutes to get the caravan even talked about, and they didn't even name drop it. So sad.
They did.
They did.
Right?
No,
They
they're like,
dropped it.
we're a caravan of courage. What are we?
Well, I
Some
mean, they
kind of
don't-
caravan of courage?
They don't always have to drop the title of the movie in
Oh,
the
yeah, they don't.
movie.
They don't.
I mean, if it's good, you will, but
Well, what do you mean? Because this got a prime time Emmy Award.
What?
This had 3 nominations. It won one of them. 1986. It won the primetime Emmy for outstanding special visual effects. Would you guys agree with that? Would you guys agree that it was pretty good special
Pretty
effects?
good. Yeah.
I mean,
the
it's-
laser blast going on.
Didn't-
And
You got Lucasfilm in there, so of
well,
course
I mean,
it's-
primetime Emmy. It's just that's a different category, man.
yeah,
It's not Oscar level.
it was nominated
maybe.
for outstanding children's program.
TV is
think-
very different than
The
like-
only way to truly know is to go and watch all the TV specials in 1985.
that were nominated. Okay. All right. That's our
No,
next
no, no, no.
marathon.
I'm
Watch
interested.
all of them.
What's it up
Done.
against? This will be
Dude,
fun.
we're not even gonna know any of these things.
Oh, I will know.
This was 85, dude.
Maybe we will.
Garfield. If I know something, bro.
All right, here we go. Anne of Green Gables. I know
Oh,
that one.
Hated that
It
when I was
won.
a kid.
Okay, that one.
That
Yeah.
won outstanding children's programming.
I thought this one. Oh, this one was nominated.
This was nominated.
Yeah, this
yeah.
was.
This
Hmm.
one won
Um,
special effects though, and I think that's what Micah's looking for currently.
Really?
Yeah, what was it up against here? You can trim this down if you want.
No, I'm not trimming any
Oh,
of this down.
oh,
This
boy.
is full runtime.
We need to hit the hour
raw
mark. Is that what you're
material.
saying?
We're stretching this podcast out because
Look at that. Outstanding guest performer in this year was all just from The Cosby Show. That's crazy. Anyway,
It's a
I'm
good
going to
sh-
search
it was a
Ewok.
good show,
All right.
man.
So, it lost outstanding sound mixing for a miniseries or special to
What?
An Early Frost.
Oh, that's a good one, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How about
Ewoks-
Mussolini, the untold
Ewok
story?
Whoa.
sound mixing wasn't bad. I mean, I guess if I had to give a Emmy out for something, why not? And
Why not?
Ooh.
It tied.
it tied with dinosaur
What?
exclamation.
I didn't know
point.
you could tie.
Go click dinosaur. Click its bio.
All right.
Let's see what dinosaur is looking like.
Oh, 8.6. Everything you want to know about dinosaurs.
Oh, so it's an informative.
How do they know
Video.
what I want to know about?
Look at that,
dinosaurs?
though.
Oh.
Guys, I think Spielberg was inspired by this.
Whoa.
Christopher Reeve narration.
Oh,
What? Superman?
Add that,
Prehistoric
Wow.
beast.
add that to the list, guys. That's our next marathon. Random
Let's go on the
dinosaur
watch
movies.
list.
Dude, that's what Wicket is. A prehistoric beast.
Ooh. All right.
Guys, we did. I don't know if we want to bust out the ranking, but I don't. This wouldn't
Are we
necessarily
ranking
count
already?
as a lightsaber duel,
Oh,
but we do get a duel in this movie.
We do.
We get Noah
We do.
v. whatever the Marauder's name is. What is it?
Tarek?
Tarek. Noah v. Tarek.
Yeah,
Tarek has a
dude.
massive sword. Noah has
A massive
a
sword.
a stick, maybe.
It's-
Guys,
it's like
where does this rank in duels in our Star Wars marathon?
well, it definitely holds more emotional weight than Return of the Jedi. I will say that.
I think so. Yeah,
if
I
they
mean,
were to put Cheryl in there, it
with
would've
the
been
weight
perfect.
of the family dying, this
No
is
way.
huge.
Mhm.
when the film aired on ABC in 1985, a viewer warning came on to warn small children and younger viewers of the film's content. Tonight's continuing fantasy adventure of Cindel and the Ewoks contains some scenes of suspense and jeopardy, which may be too intense for young viewers. Parents are encouraged to watch with their children. I would agree. I mean, for a kids movie,
Dude.
I
I would be worried.
some small children
About
would
the-
be upset.
I would be worried about the taste of films that my child was getting into. If
I
they
would show my
liked it.
kids this. This is fun.
Well, yeah, they had to make that warning because the epic lightsaber. I mean, duel at the end.
Oh, there's a bad word. An Ewokese.
No.
Feech.
Okay, a Wookiee does say that when he says Feech.
A Wookiee.
I keep confusing them. These aren't Wookiees.
Easily confused.
Sorry, I watched the Bad Batch episode today with the Wookiees, so my brain is a little jargled with when it comes to that.
Mm.
What is that? From there, Micah, read that. Go ahead, read
The
that.
cage from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom that is used to lower Willie down into the lava pit is also used in Tarek's castle prison. Huh. There's bones in there.
Really cool. Look at that.
Very interesting.
Eric
Aren't we
Walker,
cool?
guys. Good.
Who the heck is that?
Mace.
That is Mace, man.
Oh.
Put respect on his name.
I think they should bring him back for. He kind of looks like Cal Custis. Let's bring him in for Cal Custis.
As an older version.
Why not just get the guy who plays Cal Kestis?
I don't know.
What's his name? He's a huge. He's a really good actor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something G. There's a G in his name.
Oh, I'm sure.
He is a G. Cyan Phillips, who plays the Witch of Endor. You know,
All right, guys, let's call this. Let's go.
She wasn't
Let-
too bad, right?
We are just not
Oh,
no.
saying
Dude,
anything.
Cameron Monaghan.
Listen, no. This is trash. I'm sorry. This is just trash. Do you have a favorite character, Ethan?
It was Mace,
It
guys.
was Mace. What?
Mace.
33 seconds, huh?
33
Mace
seconds.
was my favorite character in the last movie, and they massacred my
They
boy.
massacre him.
They massacred him.
Dude,
Good
Ethan's
pull,
a
Mike.
fan of Mace.
Guys, there were more bits in this movie, but the actor who played him he was hilarious he made me chuckle a ton.
That is
And
true.
I was really excited for the energy he was going to bring to this movie.
Mm.
And he's not in this movie, so that hurt a ton. But he also isn't in this movie at all. So I'll pick a new favorite character. I'll double dip here. I'll take Teak. I'll take the speedster Teak.
Oh,
I'll go in.
No way. That
Just-
thing is the creature of nightmares, dude.
He looks horrible. His power set looks horrible when they display it. It's clearly just a guy struggling to walk in a suit, sped up 50 times.
Yep.
He doesn't even know how to use his speed to his advantage. There's a scene where
tied up that one dude.
he did tie up that one dude, but there's that scene where Cindel gets taken and Teak is in bed. Teak is napping. What are we doing, Teak?
Snoozing.
Get up, go run. And also, he goes and feeds Teak and Wicket when he's not supposed to behind Noah's back.
Mm.
I thought that was
Sneaky dog.
cute. for a
Worst
kids'
display
movie
of
thing.
superhero power. I love Noah doesn't even acknowledge it. He goes, Teak, don't you move. Turns around, Noah's filling up his
Don't
soup. Teak runs. Noah looks.
Noah sees him out the window.
He sees
like,
him fully gone. And then the
Absolute
next scene,
baboon.
they're just sitting there. Wow.
You must
were,
have been hungry.
You were hungry, bro. All right, Teak is my favorite character.
Wow. First Mace, now Teak. Micah?
I'm gonna pick Noah as my favorite character. I
Oh,
like how
man.
he has a character arc in this. He goes from, "You freeloaders, get out of my house, you bug eaters. You guys are
Absolute curmudgeon.
you
bro.
you you guys are stupid. You know, find your own place." And then he gets his little suitcases for his little sleeping bags for the guys, and they're not even there anymore. And he's like, "Oh, I'm all sad now because I could have been a father figure to these guys, and I'm not anymore." Yeah, I don't know. You know, I did think that when they were going to that spaceship, the Star Cruiser, Noah's Star Cruiser, that it was going to be some ancient ship that he was trying to restore, and it would have been cool if it was like a recognizable Old Republic ship or
It's just a ship.
I know, but it
Yeah.
would have been cool.
It would have been.
I
It
had
would've
some
been.
ideas of greater lore.
Also, bodies
that
must
time.
de-age a little quicker on Endor because Noah's friend,
well,
who
was
he
eaten.
crashes on the planet with, was he eaten?
I mean, he
'Cause
didn't have
he
anything
was-
on him.
He was chained up though. That to me, I saw that and goes, okay, he died in prison. But if you're saying they chained him up and then ate him,
That
Well,
would make
something
more
ate him.
sense.
That's pretty brutal
I will
end.
say.
That's the only way the bones can get that clean.
I don't think this this Ewok special is concerned with the decaying bodies, the science behind it.
Hmm.
If you want to talk
Also-
about decaying bodies, though, we can talk about Tatooine and what that does to Obi-Wan in just a mere 20 years.
Honestly, even 10 years if you're going by the Kenobi show. I'm going with Wicket, certified prehistoric beast. He is an absolute.
His duel with the dragon is great.
It is, dude, and he is an MVP throughout these last even 3 films.
Yes,
man. Dude.
guys, trilogy ranking.
Return, and now we have Ewok: The Battle for Endor, man.
They plan to make a third one too,
They should have.
Wicked.
and they didn't.
Warwick, Wicket W. Warwick. There's 3 W's in his name. I forget his middle name, but
Wallace,
yes, man.
maybe.
Wicket Wallace Warwick.
Wistery.
Wistry Warwick. Yes. Wicket William. Wicket William Wallace
Oh
Warwick.
boy.
Dude,
Look how
look at
good
that.
he looks in The Last
Yeah.
Jedi.
No, that's
What is that?
Rise of Skywalker.
That's Rise of Skywalker. Oh, he's
How
such
is
a
he still alive?
That looks AI generated.
yeah. He doesn't look.
Speaking of AI generated, we gotta talk about that later. Ethan,
He had children?
favorite scene. Pommet Warwick.
Oh boy.
all right.
Oh yeah, no, that's in that's also in Rise of Skywalker.
Guys, Rise of Skywalker. I'm so excited for that movie.
I
All
am.
right.
Yes.
Favorite scene
Yes.
for me.
Yes.
You can pick one.
That was a
sorry.
good one, bro. I like that one.
I was trying to see how long you guys should let the recording sit in silence. We're going for the hour runtime, boys. All right.
Yep.
My favorite scene is when Peak Teak shoves the card up the dude's sleeve. We've already talked about it extensively. I wouldn't encourage anyone to go look up the scene because that would require time out of your life.
Yep.
So don't do that. But that's my favorite scene. Yeah. Go ahead, Micah.
That was a good one. Yep.
Well, I kind of already talked about mine too. So, Ben? No, I like the moat scene where Wicket nearly is dissolved in acid, but it's actually piranhas. Just hilarious to me.
Probably the beginning. Because I genuinely was like, oh, maybe this won't be as bad.
Yeah, because I remember I felt
I
the
think
same
it's the
way.
beginning.
Because
Yeah.
I remember the ratings were slightly better, so maybe I was like, oh, okay, there could be some.
It's
some
very,
slightly better things.
There could be something
Very
here.
deceiving.
Yeah.
I will say that. Very
The
deceiving.
It sets you up for failure. Just like
does.
we have the movie up here, The Punisher. Just like with The Punisher, Thomas Jane's Punisher, it starts off very promising, but then quickly lets you down. And I know Ben agrees with me.
Don't compare this to the. It's almost disrespectful, I will say.
If it helps, Ben, this is worse than that movie. I will give you credit there, okay?
Whoa, man, I was worried there. For
Are
a
you
second.
yeah, you feel a little better now, Ben?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Good.
The internet scores.
Sure.
Internet scores. I want to know.
Well, real quick, let me go through the money. Its budget was $2 million.
Ooh. A little less than Caravan of Courage.
Yeah,
How much did it make?
yeah.
Micah has in our spreadsheet.
LOL. That's what I have.
LOL.
I don't have any numbers for box office because it wasn't reported. So that's fun. Rotten Tomatoes critic score. We have a
Nothing.
Rotten Tomatoes.
They
users.
watched last week's movie because they're the only critics who were on board for last week's movie,
Yep.
but never showed up.
Nothing
for
for
this
this one.
one. Like, yeah,
They were
I think I'm
they
gonna
left
check
the
that
theater
out.
for that guy.
Was Rotten Tomatoes a thing back then?
I believe maybe.
I think critics go back and they log
Yeah,
stuff.
critics.
So,
Just
like,
okay.
That's why now having an impressive score on like IMDb or Letterboxd or even Rotten Tomatoes is impressive because those sites are at an all-time high user-wise. So more people are using them than ever before.
Yeah.
It's also why films are much more divisive than they were many
Yeah.
years ago.
That is
It
true.
used to be, oh yeah, that's either good or bad, but now you have all kinds of voices. Like I even see tweets of people saying Madam Web is a great film from their genuine heart.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I
Yes.
saw a Letterboxd review that said, it said in quotes, "This is good," not lying, like literally, not quotes, not quotes.
Guys,
And it was
you
by
have to
some
trust me
Sam
here.
Rayside.
Oh,
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It said, "This is good. I'm sorry."
did Sam like Madam Web?
She did. Yes. I think she liked it unironically.
Mm.
Well, not unironically, I should say. Partially though.
So maybe for the end of the year podcast, when we recap the whole year, we can get Sam on there to talk about why Madam Web is a good movie.
Listen, I would love to just us three sit down and talk about it because
Madam Web.
these two dudes haven't seen it yet as of this recording, and man, are you
I'm
guys
seeing it
are
tomorrow on
you
my
guys
birthday.
are in for a treat, a true treat,
Wow.
guys. Just not to take away from this, but truly knowing the guys that you are and your fandom level. We've watched all the Marvel movies up to. It's truly a special experience.
I'm gonna watch it. Okay, I will.
It is.
You know
Would
who did
say-
watch it?
Yeah.
You know
go
who did
ahead.
watch Battle for Endor though?
Oh.
Are the Rotten Tomatoes users? There's a user score for it.
Yes.
It's 51%.
Wow.
And then wow, Letterboxd has the same score as Caravan of Courage at a 48%, and then IMDb has a 5.4 out of 10.
Which we can talk about that as we get further in, but these it will be fun to compare any Rotten Tomatoes user score to this one going forward, because there are a few on there that really raise some red flags, because they're not
Yes.
yeah, they're rated as low as this, but they're not worse than this,
Mm-hmm.
I'd say.
Yeah. Just looking at it right now, it's pretty egregious.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
This is our third from the bottom overall from the internet score
Mm.
at a 51%.
It's got to be above the other Ewok film and
Rise of Skywalker. Oh wait, sorry.
the
Sorry,
holiday, special.
special. Woo.
Is this above Rise of Skywalker?
This is holiday special, then Ewok, then other Ewok. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
Yeah, they're the bottom three. I figured.
Oh
Then it would-
no. Sorry. This is fourth because of Clone Wars
Clone
film.
Wars film.
Clone Wars film was 49.
What?
Ooh.
Ouch.
How in the world?
I love that.
I can't wait
I
to
love
watch
that
again.
the ceiling that show
Look at that though.
ended up going to, and how if
8.6.
anyone watches a Clone Wars movie, it's just not good. You know,
I
love that because it's not an accurate representation of what the show went on
No.
to be.
It definitely is not. Gentlemen, I believe it's time.
Yes.
It's time
For
to
our
score.
scores.
Let's go.
Ethan?
Yeah. So this one I did enjoy quite bit more than the last one. I thought there were some promising elements to it. I like the castle. I like the villains of this. There's an actual group of Marauders here as opposed to one
Our
Gorax.
first 10 out of 10.
This is
that
a
what
10
you're
out of 10. Throw it up there, guys.
Wow.
I am going to give an average point for every second that Mace was on
saying?
screen.
A 30 out of 10.
I'm going to give a 3.0 out of 10
Oh,
for my boy
Wow.
Mace and his representation in this. Let's go.
wow.
Wow.
So
it-
you
it-
gave
so it's-
Caravan of Courage a
right.
2.
It's 1 point better.
It is. I like it. There are elements that elevated above it. Like they at least take bigger swings than Caravan of Courage did. You have Wicket going on a skin glider chase, fighting a dragon. That's fun. They said, "Hey, we won special effects last year. Let's do it again. Let's do more special effects." And they did.
do have special effects.
They won again. So good for them. 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. Micah?
I enjoyed this movie a little more than I thought I would. And not saying it was a great movie at all, but for a kid's movie with a budget of $2 million, pretty decent special effects. The story isn't anything to just anything to write home about, but I mean, there is a story, and it is cohesive. I did understand it, regardless of what we said on the podcast. I understood the story. It didn't take any like, wait, go back for a second. It didn't take any of those for me. The stakes were high.
Ooh.
There was a sense of permanence in the deaths of her family.
These are too many positive things, Micah.
And I think that I had as many positive things to say as I had negative things to say about the last one.
Whoa.
So with 5 being a middle of the road, like doesn't do anything substantial, but it's like a movie,
But
right?
Micah, before you do this, factor in the time you spent of your life watching.
Yeah,
this.
the very small runtime. Yeah, I did factor that in. It's a short watch. I mean, if my kids want to watch Star Wars movies and they've seen all the other ones and they're like, Dad, what's this Ewok Battle of Endor?
Battle for Endor.
Battle for Endor.
I have to correct you.
Sure, put it on. I don't care. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not the worst in the world. There are a lot worse things that they could be watching. And for me, this one is not offensively bad. Caravan of Courage, there were some offensively bad parts to it. So I got to give it a 5.8.
Whoa!
Wow.
Not trash. Not
5.8.
Not in the fresh territory by any means. I would never watch this again on my own.
That's high, though.
I would never care to, like, this might be the last time I ever watch this.
Dude, a 5.8?
Yeah, but it's
Micah,
a 5.8.
That's crazy high.
That's still a failing grade, man.
I would love to go back to our Marvel movie marathon and look at some 5.8.
Oh, you want to see?
I would.
You want to see some 5.8s?
I would love to see what else earned a 5.8.
All right.
Specifically, go to The Incredible Hulk for you.
Here.
Can you sort them by
It's
score?
loading. It's loading. All right. So, 5.8 for me is Hulk. So, Ang Lee's Hulk. I had similar things to say about Hulk. It was like, I thought it was a fun watch, like not exhilarating, right?
So let me ask you this. Ewok Adventure Battle for Endor is better than Blade Trinity.
Better than Blade Trinity?
Yes.
Blade Trinity I might go back and put a little higher, I don't know.
Well, and here's the thing. I don't want to come.
I'm not
to my-
married.
No.
I'm not married to these
We
old
don't want to
Star
do
Wars.
this. Yeah.
I don't want to.
I
but
just
they
I
are
need to know where
different films.
Micah's coming from with
Yeah.
a 5.8.
Listen, I am also.
it
Did
feels-
I enjoy this as
Yes.
much as Morbius? No, I did not. 6.2.
Okay, but Morbius. Okay,
Yeah.
Morbius is in a different league.
Yeah. Remember, it's still in the rotten territory for me.
As
It's
we
not-
go, we should years down the line we should have a master spreadsheet of every score we've ever entered.
Don't tempt me.
And
Micah
then
will do
we
it.
can look
He
at-
will.
Yeah, that would be really fun one day.
But yeah,
Yes.
it was all right for me. It was all right.
All right.
All right.
It wasn't
I did see your score on Letterboxd, and I was
3 out of 5.
I was
I mean-
worried. All right. Well, I will definitely bring it down from here. When Star Wars is bad, guys, and this is something I've noticed, it's not only just frustrating. It's just, what else could they have done? This is potential. You are, as Ethan said before, you are making a story set in a galaxy far, far away. The potential is limitless. And some projects capture that really, really well. And when it doesn't, it feels like wasted potential. And I don't know that I can truly hold these movies up to the same category as that. But again, we are talking about stories set in a galaxy far, far away. And I struggle with these Ewok films. George Lucas and company they've always been very good at making them for a child, for a younger audience, but having the appeal be to everyone. And these are definitely for a younger audience. And watching them when you're older, it almost holds, to me, no value watching it. I am frustrated watching this. It's boring. It's uninteresting. Even the funny bits are only sometimes there unintentionally. And even though I do think this movie is better than the first, it is not better by a lot. I am giving this movie a 2 out of 10.
All right, Ben, with your score of 2, with my 5.8 and Ethan's 3, average of 3.6, putting it in, if you're counting holiday special, third to last place, but also fourth place. in the top.
Look at that.
but also fourth place.
Yeah,
Micah, are you going to watch the holiday special?
I will. I
You
just
gotta
didn't have
watch
time
it.
this week.
So, Micah, I will tell you this. I will give you till we watch Rise of Skywalker to
Okay.
pinch the holiday. You have, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Many weeks. 2 months.
9 weeks.
2 months to
weeks.
stretch out
Yep.
the holiday special.
All right.
You can do it, champ.
And you need we're gonna give you your own separate segment. You gotta
Wow.
talk about it. You don't have to go very long into it, but we do need a score from you so we can aggregate that into
Man.
our true ranking.
We got to start thinking about our next podcast.
We do.
Our next
but for
watch
now,
through.
But for now, it's definitely Star Wars.
Right.
And
Yeah.
man, I
We're
will
almost
say,
halfway through.
as much as I've enjoyed this period being in the original trilogy, as a prequel fan myself, big time, I am very excited to start this next
I
stretch.
think there's no better way to get your palate ready for the prequels than watching 2 Ewok
Truly
films,
bad
because now anything that is cohesive, I am gonna love.
At least
So
it's
this
not.
this is good. I'm really excited for Phantom Menace. I
Yes.
remember thinking it was all right. Not the biggest fan of it, but who knows? In this marathon, maybe it's the best movie out here.
When it comes to Star Wars rankings, even before this, you find 2 films at the bottom, and it's Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones. Even now, with the release of Skywalker and Jedi, they're still very low on the totem pole.
Mm.
And I will do my very best, gentlemen, to keep an even cool and not unintentionally praise these movies.
Bad. I want you to come in full swinging.
Oh, believe me, I
because
will be.
I'm gonna be coming in full swinging. Okay?
I will be. But
I will also, for the record.
and I hope we all do. I seriously do. But truly, this is where it gets interesting. The discourse, the hype leading up to the Phantom Menace, huge, insane. I've got a few people I want to talk to. I know Micah had a very interesting conversation, which I'm very interested to hear about come next week. And we hope you all join us for Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Every Sega has a beginning, ladies and gentlemen, and we are about to venture there next week. This week for us. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch.
I still can't get over that you say Sega.
Sega.
Saga?
Saga.
Saga?
Sega's the ones who made Sonic.
That's true.
You've said it. You've said it years before.
I've heard it both ways.
Heard it both
I've
ways.
never heard it
I
both
have.
ways.
As Sean, I've only heard it from you, Ben. Sega. The Star Wars Sega. Yeah, no, it doesn't ring.
The Star Wars Saga.
That's
Yeah.
how. Yeah.
I mean, it's an A, so.
So the game, the Lego game we played growing up. What do you call that?
The complete Sega.
The complete Sega. Huh.
Ega. Oh,
That's
so you
all
say
I-
egg like
That's
Sega.
always how I.
Complete.
That's always how I said
Saga.
it.
Yeah.
It's an A. Sega. You know.
Hmm.
It is probably it's definitely pronounced a saga. The British pronunciation.
No, it's still Saga.
Saga.
There you go. We have it from the internet itself. The
Brilliant.
Star Wars saga.
Yeah.
Well,
but
I'm very excited.
I'll work
I'll be
to
watching.
fix that.
I'll
Don't.
be watching Phantom Menace, the theatrical cut. Very cool.
I will be watching the 4K, which there's differences.
A longer pod racing cut. Everything after theatrical.
see.
Couple extra things in the pod racing.
I just can't wait to see my boy Ben Quadraneros and many others.
I will not be seeing Ben Quadraneros as much.
Yes, not as. I guess
Not in mine.
as much.
They don't have as many intros in the pod racing scene in theatrical.
Can't wait. So join us next week for the Phantom Menace. For now, this is Ben Rayside,
this is Ethan.
This is Micah.
and remember.
The Force will be with you.
Yep.
Yub nub.
Yep. Yep.
For the last
Yep,
time.
yep,
Yub nub.
Not for the last time.
We'll see
Or
him.
Gunta. as
Gunta.
Gunta.
Feach.